Test. Happy days, right. Where's the gram? Where was people's suggestions? Right then, Shawts fans, welcome to another vlog. Now, I recently put out this Instagram post, and it said, any advice to help prevent / help cycling shoes from smelling? Only genuine ones, please. None of this, my grandma used to say. Now, unfortunately, you guys came back to me with all the shit your grandma used to say. So, seeing as though I've got a fair few pairs of shoes hanging around that are all getting pretty badly smelly, I thought I'd put your grandma's tips to the test and try out a few. So here goes. Here's the best ones, some of the worst ones. Some of them are laughing stock, but we'll get onto them in a minute. Where was the best one? So of all the ones you suggested, these were the ones I wrote down and that I thought was best. Freeze them: Febreze fabric conditioner, banana boots, baking soda, tea bags, vinegar spray / 50-50 to water ratio. So what I've done is I couldn't get any banana boots, as much as like they were potentially the most popular one people suggested. I couldn't find any, and I couldn't actually get them delivered to Andorra, so unfortunately we can't use them. I'm also not going to put my shoes through the washing machine, although it's something I do regularly do. I don't suggest it's something you guys do. I'm fortunate enough I don't have to pay for my shoes, but you guys do, so don't rake your shoes and put them through the wash. But it is something they regularly do. Also, something somebody said was leave them in the sun, so we've tried that. And I'll let you know how that gets on. And then I'm going to rank them best to worst. So here goes nothing. Let's see what we can do. So first one's first. Leaving shoes in the sun. Nearly everybody said it's all about killing bacteria. And each of you came up with different ways of how to kill your bacteria. So leaving them in the sun was something I did, and it sort of worked. I'm not going to rank it the best because we haven't actually done the rest of the other ones yet, but it sort of worked. It dried them out fairly well. Everyone suggested taking your insoles out. That seemed to work pretty well as well. Drying your insoles, not keeping them in a wet storage or a not really well ventilated place like a football boot bag. Don't do that. Don't keep them in a cupboard or on a shelf crammed with other moisture related things. You know, if you're in a drying room where you're drying towels, for example, don't keep them in there. Dry them outside without insoles. It sort of worked. It has worked for about 24 hours and counting, but yeah, it did work. I don't know how long it's going to last, but we'll see. No, shoes aren't on the table. I don't know what you're talking about. It's alright, we don't eat off it. Second one, freeze them. Let's go to the freezer. Right then, into the freezer, the fridge. There she is, been in there 24 hours. And this is going to be a bit of a weird one. Right then, folks, this is the shoe out the freezer. You can already see the condensation. Problem is, it's actually frozen the shoe. It's pretty hard. It's not super hard. Full disclaimer, these are what Nimbl gave me for the season. The shoes that we are working on are the ones that have been fairly battered and bruised throughout the season. They're no longer in circulation, disused currency, but for the point of this video, they're being used. You know what? Okay, the smell isn't totally gone, but before, this shoe here is the matching sibling to that one, and yeah, it's pretty grim. But this one, I don't know what's going to happen when this defrosts. Let's see what happens. We'll leave it out for a bit, but it doesn't completely get rid of the smell. It still stinks a little bit, but it's bearable. I don't know how I'm going to wear these any time today, so I'm going to try and avoid leaving them out in the sun to thaw out. But it sort of worked. Yeah, let's let it defrost before we rank it. But for the meantime, freezing your shoes gets a tick for the meantime. It sort of worked. Right, this shoe. Yeah, pretty rank. It's this pair. You can see on the inside. You see that bit of writings on the inside of the tongue? It says training plus rain bag 2. So these are what I've trained in and have been in the rain bag for the majority of the time. These are the shoes that made me want to do this video because they're pretty stinky. So I think what I'm going to do with this one, I'm going to put some tea bags in. Suggestion from the Mackie family. Now, the problem with this was people said put tea bags in. Nobody specified should the tea bag be used before or after. So I'm going to put a fresh tea bag in, just one per shoe. See what happens. I'm not holding out much on this one at all, to be truthfully honest. I don't see how the tea bag is going to have any bearing on what happens. But let's get a tea bag and find out. One Yorkshire tea bag. If Yorkshire Tea wants to sponsor us, please get in touch. Plenty of tea is consumed on this channel. Don't know, put it to the end. How long do we leave it for? Let's leave that overnight. We'll review on that one in a few hours. What else was on the list? We have been provided with this Muck-Off antibacterial equipment cleaner, courtesy of Muck-Off from the team. I mean, 10% of profit to WHO. Who's that? I presume this is going to work. Be a bit silly if it didn't, so let's move on. Next one. Pretty pongy shoe. These have been around a grand tour. I think we should try the baking soda on this one. Again, nobody really told us how much water, nobody really told us how much baking powder, but let's give it a go. ChatGPT did suggest if you wash them in a solution like washing up powder or baking soda, that thoroughly rinsing them is definitely best, because where it clags and it's not dissolved in the water, it'll stick in the holes of the shoe and that will lock onto moisture. Further down the line of moisture is obviously your breeding ground for bacteria, so yeah, 8.5 for smelliness, that one. Let's go and find a bucket, boil this kettle, and get some baking soda on this shoe. Back in 2. It's the same as bicarb, isn't it? We just use bicarb. Right, got myself a bucket. No, I got the impression that should dissolve the bicarb into some water. What's the main ingredient of this? Bicarbonate of soda. Oh, so I can't use that then? I was going to use that. Go for it. Let's give it a go. What's the worst that could happen, eh?
The reason is the baking powder contains...
So let's go get the bicarb out of the garage.
Yeah, are you sure? This says sprinkle baking soda in your shoes. Let it sit for 24 hours. Let the powder remain in your shoes and rinse.
Baking soda, and this is baking powder. Yeah.
This says you just sprinkle it in.
Oh, so I don't need to. But the main ingredient in baking soda is bicarb, yeah. Well, I've got.
Baking soda is bicarb.
I've got pure bicarb. Shall I go get that? Right then, change of plan. A bit more research has shown that we don't need baking powder, we need baking soda, which is 100% bicarb, and we actually have some in the garage. And if I can get that. We've also found out that actually you rub it into the shoe dry and then rinse. I was going to leave it into soak, but what I'm going to do is boil the kettle and leave one shoe to soak in Febreze or Lenore fabric softener and freshener. Other brands are available. We don't really know what we're doing, but we'll find out. Back to you in a minute. So here we have it here, bicarb. Would show you this, but it's from a very popular sports nutrition company who don't sponsor us, and I don't know how I've ended up with this. Ingredients, let's have a look. Instructions. Sodium bicarbonate, 100%. Cool. So Nike suggest, what do Nike suggest?
Sprinkle it in the shoes.
Nike suggests putting it in the shoe dry and leaving it. And Nike, by the way, whoever they are nowhere near as good as Brooks, who sponsor EF. Carry on.
Sprinkle it in.
And then Shimano suggested dissolving in water and dunking the shoe and then leaving to dry not in direct sunlight.
Okay.
Right. Let's go then. Oh, it's powdery. Crikey Moses. So here we go. Bicarbonate of soda. In we go. And we just put it in.
Is it all powder?
Well, I mean, in tiny granules. I was just putting the granules in the shoe. I mean, this seems rather messy.
That doesn't seem... It's supposed to be powder.
What difference does it make? I'll crush it while it's in the shoe. It's going to make a mess of my shoe, this, surely. And how did Nike suggest getting all this out?
Just bash it out.
Bash it out. Bicarbonate of soda, one shoe, full. Bicarbonate of soda in water. Coming right up. Kettle's boiled, but I don't want the water too hot. I'm gonna melt the shoe, innit? Why do you look absolutely terrified as I'm about to blow the house up? Just dissolve a bit of bicarbonate into there. There we go. So in total I had, oh, it's dissolving. So I put about 10 grams in that shoe and about 10 grams in the water that's dissolving. Why do you look terrified? All in the name of science. Right then, folks. This is my my bicarb solution. See the bits of bicarb. And one smelly Nimbl. So this This shoe has about, how many K do you reckon I've done in this shoe without cleaning it? What do I do? I've done a lap of the Giro, or half a lap of the Giro, because you did use my other ones. And then a lot of racing before them, like half a season, 15,000 K. I can't think of a time I've washed these. Do you want a smell?
No, thank you.
You sure?
I know what your shoes smell like.
Leave it for 5 minutes?
15.
Give it 15 minutes. Flawless logic. What can possibly go wrong? Come back to that in 15 minutes. So folks, here we are. One with the tea bag in. The frozen one, slowly defrosting. So that my receipt from the gym. Mop off antibacterial equipment clean. I'm going to use that on the helmet actually. So the defrosting one. Then the one full of bicarb. The one soaking in bicarb. Almost all the bicarb's dissolved now. I think I might need a bit more than 15 minutes. Come back to that in a bit. Boy, the tea bag's probably been in the shoe 10 minutes. The frozen one was in overnight. Oh, it's not worked. The shoe's defrosted and it stinks. And it's what, been out the freezer half an hour? Yeah, that's not worked. Yeah, no, freezing it hasn't worked. It was in overnight. Can't leave it in any longer, surely. Right, big no-no to freezing. Whoever's grandma said freeze your shoes. Yeah, while it's frozen.
Yeah, like if you're stinking shoes in the house.
Yeah, but then when you want to take them out of the freezer and want to use them, the bloody things are frozen. Tea towel on the run there. Right, freezing hasn't worked. And that's been it. Bicarb one. In fact, it might be working. Bicarb might be working. I mean, it's only been in.
You use bicarb to clean like in general.
Oh yeah? I use shower gel under my arms, not bicarb. And the tea bag. You know, the tea bag might be working as well. This is riveting stuff, right? Let's give these all enough time to crack on and do their thing. The first one we can actually write off is freezing, which didn't work. So this shoe is going in Lenore or Febreze or other washing solutions, Vanish or whatever. That's disappointing, because that's the easiest one to do, isn't it? Freeze your shoes. Because all the others are a little bit like, you've got to have tea bags. How many people outside the UK do you reckon have Yorkshire tea bags?
You could probably use like fruit tea.
Fucking bloody hell, plot twist. Anyway, let's leave the others for a good amount of time before we make a verdict and come back and see what happens. So then, Shawts fans, we are a few hours later. We have the frozen shoe that didn't work that has now been put in fabric softener. We've got the shoe that was soaking in the bicarb solution. We have the tea bag shoe, and we have the shoe with the dry bicarb in. They've all been in, when did I start shooting this video? About 4 o'clock? No, maybe 3:45. It's now 20 to 7. So they've been in a while, so let's get them out. Let's have a look around, see what the crack is, see what the verdict is, see if we can come to any conclusion whatsoever. This could be a total disaster. Right then, first things first, the bicarb dry solution. You can still hear it's in the shoe. You know what? It's worked. The shoe doesn't smell. It's absorbed a fair amount of the smell. I think with these bicarb pills as well, I reckon I could empty them into something and maybe even use them again. I mean, it's not completely gone. It smells a damn sight better than it did. I'd give that a tick. Before, I reckon it was an 8 out of 10 in smelliness. Now it's 1.5, 2. I mean, it's still there. But then again, considering what it's done, not bad. Dry bicarb, big tick. Second, tea bag. I mean, this just smells of tea now. Let's get the tea bag out. Let's see if it's just the tea bag I'm smelling. I mean, it has worked. It has worked, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna say fractionally less than the bicarb. At the minute, the bicarb might be winning by half a point. I don't know if it's the fact that I can just smell tea bag. Now I've stopped taking the tea bag out, it has started coming back. I think what I'm gonna do with these two is empty them, leave them overnight, and do a recess. In fact, let's take them out now. The tea bag's out at just almost 1:45. and let's find something to roll this bicarb into, and then we'll leave them for 10 minutes while we talk about the other shoes. Come back to these two and see what these two are like. Now we have the two shoes that are still wet that were in a solution. This one was the bicarb with that was dissolved in water. So, I mean, it's definitely helped. I mean, it's still tell it's a sports shoe that's been used and it's still a little bit pongy. Maybe like a 3.5, maybe something like that. I'm interested to see what this smells like when it's fully dried, because it's still like part dry, part wet. And I think that might be why it's potentially not smelling overly great. But yeah, I mean, it's worked to a degree. It's definitely got rid of a lot of the smell. Yeah, give it a tick. This is the one that was then soaked in the fabric softening still. I don't know if you can see it's still dripping. It is still dripping water. We're having a bit of a nightmare. One sheet that's plenty. This is a difficult one. This is a really difficult one because, yes, it's got rid of a little bit of odour. It's more just masked it. It hasn't really got it. It's more the case of like the fabric softener is now just a slightly stronger scent than the odour. I'm not sure how much longer the fabric softener is particularly going to help mask this odour. So I think we're going to have to wait till these are fully dried to make a true call. But at the minute, the fabric softener is not deodorizing, it's just masking. That's not working for me. Sorry, that's not washing. And then the bicarb solutions sort of work. I'm going to leave these two to dry a bit longer, come back. If you don't hear from me again about these two, it's because they stayed the same. That they were just dry versions of what they are. So I couldn't be bothered to send Lewis the video to put in the edit. So let's go put them back to dry. Here we have one tea bag and a cup full of bicarb. Don't really smell of anything. It smells like a tea bag. This was the one with the tea bag in. Tea bag's been out for however long, 5 minutes maybe. This was the bicarb one. My biggest worry about this one was it making a mess. And it's come out fairly clean. I mean, yeah, it's sort of worked. Maybe it's gone from an 8.5 to a 5. Now the bicarb's come out. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to really put this. Maybe it's more the case of you have to store them with the deodorizers in and then just take it out when you need the shoe. And the fact that it's on your feet while you're riding your bike, it'll have to smell. Teabag one thing that I did say, and that I probably should have just taken the insole out, and I've accidentally left this one in. I did take it out of the other shoe, so it might be a little bit of a false result, but this was the teabag shoe, so here we go. All right, yeah, no, I'll give you that. I mean, yeah, I'm not sure. It certainly smells less, it's certainly not as bad. How am I gonna rank these? That's gonna be the difficult one. So, let me give it a think, and I'll get back to you. Right then, conclusion time. The two that didn't work, freezing didn't work, and fabric softener didn't work. Freezing, when it defrosted, it just smelled like a normal shoe again, and the fabric softener just masked the smell. It didn't really deodorize. So then, in third place, I think was the dry bicarb, which was this one. I think it has worked. I think that's a fair comment. I would probably recommend getting bicarb in pill form like this. Maybe try and reusing it, putting it in the shoe for storage to stop it smelling or stopping your cupboard smell or whatever. If your shoe's wet, I don't know how you'd stop it dissolving in a wet shoe, so I probably wouldn't put it in a wet shoe, but in a dry shoe, keep in your cupboard, yeah, dry bicarb seems to work. Then joint second and first place is the tea bag and the wet carb. So on the basis that the tea bag seems to make things a lot easier, wetting your shoe, wetting the bicarb, rinsing it off, make sure you've got it all off so it doesn't clag into the holes. I think by default, the tea bag's got to be the winner. I would probably say that they've pretty much deodorized about the same. The tea bag does mask a little bit. You can smell tea bag, but I mean, I think I would happily put that in a wet shoe, and then if it did get wet and start leaking into my shoe, I'd chuck it away and just get a new one, get a dry one. But on the basis that you could store your cycling shoes with tea bags in, I'd say the tea bag's the winner by default. That's it, folks. Cycling Shorts does science. If you have enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you want to see in the next video in the comments below, or if you've got any more mad tricks and varying rumours that your gran told you to do about deodorising your shoes, let us know. The one I didn't try was the vinegar solution because I don't have any vinegar, and you know what? I didn't really want my shoes smelling of vinegar. I kind of thought it's better to have them smelling of whatever they smell of, dirt and road grime and sweat, than have them smelling of vinegar, let alone the smell of all three. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, play the algorithm, let us know what you want to see next, let us know your tips and tricks all below, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.